Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa salatu wa ala Rasulullah. I would like to welcome you all to this small demonstration on waxing and carving up the labial aspect of maxillary central incisor. First of all, I will talk about the instrumentation that we are going to use in this demonstration. Basically, the waxing instrument is divided into two main categories. Instruments that are used for adding wax and instruments that are used for carving a wax. The instrument that we use for adding a wax is the BKT. We have BKT 2 and BKT 1. Also, we have the wax spatula. Depends on the end or the size of the head of the instrument. We use the instrument for adding a wax, the amount of wax that we needed. For example, if we want to add a big amount of wax, we use the big end of the wax spatula. And if we want to add just a little bit of wax, we use the small end. Those instruments can be flamed and should be flamed to add the wax. And then after adding the wax, we use the instrument for carving or shaping the wax. We have a lot of instruments, but for that, the instrument that we are going to use today is BKT3 and BKT4. BKT3, as we see, there is a pointed tip that is usually used to wax the grooves and make the fissures for the tooth. And the BKT4, it can be used to carving the smooth surfaces, or it can be used also to carve the cusp slopes. And finally, we have DBT6. This instrument used mainly for smoothing the wax after carving and for marginal adaptation of the wax to the dye that we are going to wax for. We can use a brush to remove any excess of wax during wax up. Pulley gauge is used and help a lot in determining the size of the tooth dimensions. If we want to compare it to the model, we can use the pulley gauge. And then we have some water to cool the wax up before carving, so it can be carvable wax. First, I want to show you how to deal with the Bunsen burner and how to adjust the flame to the temperature that we use and supposed to be used with the wax, so we don't burn the wax. In this Bunsen burner, we have the main switch here, which open and close the gas. And the main thing in this small ring, this adjusts the flame to the suitable temperature that we want. For adjusting the flames, we usually want the blue flame. We don't want the yellow one. For example, if we turn this ring, see, we start to see the yellow flame. We don't want this. This is too hot, and this will burn the wax. We used to turn it until we get the blue flame, and this is mainly the suitable temperature for the LA wax that we are going to use for waxing the maxillary central incisors. We will start now the demonstration on waxing the labial aspect of maxillary central incisor. We have the die that have missing facial aspect, and we have the model to which we are going to compare during the process of waxing up. First, we'll add a wax. As I said, for adding a big amount of wax, we'll use this wax spatula. We use to heat this instrument, and then we will take wax and put it over all the surface. Always remember, don't put a wax as just one point like this, because this will affect you during the carving. It will come with you as a one piece, like this. See, if we put it like this, and then during carving, it will come as one piece. So always when you add wax, try to spread it over the old one and also try to touch the old one to soften it and to make the new wax adhere to the old one. So we have one set of wax that is adherent, and during the carving up it will not come in pieces. We'll cover all the area with the wax. Take smaller instrument to put some wax in area that are missing. Like if we see here, there is a small area that doesn't have wax also here. So we take PKT1 or 2, depends on the size of our amount of the wax that we need, and we will add it. Usually we have here cemented enamel junction or the cervical line, and there is a bulge in the cervical third of the center incisor, so we need to add some wax on the cervical third. As I said to you, always try to soften the old one or the old wax when you add the new one, so you get the new one to adhere to the old one and become like one piece, and that will facilitate the process of carving later on. Also, always remember to overfill or add more wax, so you can remove during the carving up instead of carving and adding. That will take your time. Okay. How you can know, or to be sure that you're adding enough amount of wax? We have this is the die that you are working, and we have the model that is supposed to be comparable. So we're always comparing the tools from all dimensions, from all aspects: mesials, distals, incisor, and we can use poly gauge to measure the distance. For example, if we see here, the incisor edge supposed to, like, see here, it's about 2 millimeters. It is here about 3.5. That means I am good. I'm adding enough amount of wax. I will remove the extras during carving. Let's see the cervical areas. It's about 7.5 millimeters. If I see here, I'm almost 7. That means I am missing. I'm a little bit short, so I will add more wax in the cervical area. Okay, I'm almost there. we have all the dimensions now. We will start carving and the next step. We will start now the carving up or shaping the wax. Always put this in your mind. If it is a good idea to put the heated wax in cold water for less than for a minute or two, just to cool the wax and make it as one piece solid. So this will facilitate the carving. So we'll add it in the water for 1 minute or so, and then we'll start carving the surface. Okay, we'll start the process of carving. Mainly we will use the PKT 4 to start waxing. Always remember to have support. Never work in the air like this, because you will not get a precise motion and you will not get a very good result. Always remember to make a support. The instrument grab, all instruments should be grabbed in a pin grasp like this, and then we'll start the carving process, carving away all the excess. Sometimes if we have a big amount of wax, we use the Licron carver to remove more. As you see the patches that comes. From time to time we use brush to remove all the patches so we can facilitate the carving process. Always start with the margins or the external surface, so it gives you a guide to the internal or to the other surfaces. We have here this, we'll start to develop the cervical line by carving. If we see here the cervical line here, our cementoenamel junction, we will continue on the same. We carve underneath the cervical line, and then we will smoothen it up so it gives us a nice bulge at the cervical. And then this line, start to smoothen the cervical line here. Always remember to use the brush whenever you have a lot of access. When we mainly develop the shape, we start to have just light touches, just to smooth everything up, make it smooth, just very slight touches, remove if we have any irregularities or thick areas. And again, always remember to use the body gauge to determine the dimensions. It was 7.5, it's almost now 7.5, which is good. It was 2 millimeter here. At the incisor edge now it's 3, so we are thick here. That means we need to remove some from the incisor. We see from mesial it looks fine, but if we turn to the distal it looks a little bit thicker here compared to this one, so I will just remove a little bit. Again, always remember to measure it using the body gauge, and always remember to compare it to the model. Because this will give you a good idea about if we need to add or remove more waxes. I'm almost finished. I start wax smoothing, as I said. Also, don't forget to clean the instrument from time to time, so it becomes sharp, and remove wax. Just light touches, very light touches, to smooth everything, remove any irregularities. And make the surface smooth. For final smoothing, we can use the DBT6 to just define what we did. Here is the cervical line. measure it again. It was about 3 in the incisor. Now it's 2.5. That's when we need to remove a little bit from the incisor edge. T6, smooth everything. If we can see in the reflection of the light, there is a little bit of wax in this area, just a little bit. That means we need to add some wax here, so we will use the Piketty 1 or 2 to add a little bit of wax here on this area. And again, always remember to soften the old wax when you add, so it sticks to the old one. And then we'll take the curver to curve it up and to make it one surface. Now we see the light, it's almost smooth, there is no missing areas. Just final touches with DBT6, smooth everything. Define the cervical line. That's in between the junctions. And that's it. We want to compare from incisor, from mesial side, and from distal side. So just by looking we can determine if we are doing good or not, and we can measure it with the poly gauge. It's almost done. We will do now the final smoothing and polishing of the wax up. We are now in the final step of finishing and polishing of the wax up. We will take the brush, clean everything up, and it's a good idea to see it under the light to see if there is any depressions or area of missing wax before start the finishing. The final smoothness, we can use very fine cloths. We used to use the fine stocks to clean, as you see here. It's just a smooth. We'll take it by a finger and just final touches, not we didn't do it in force, just fine touches to smoothen everything up. If there is any little flashes, it should be goes by doing this. But always remember, if you didn't have a smooth surface from the beginning, you will not get a smooth surface with this one. Always try to finish everything before using this finishing and polishing cloths. So just final smooth touches, smooth everything up. We should have a surface that's not supposed to be too shiny, but at least it should be shiny enough to reflect the light and see if there is any area of missings or flashes that should be removed. And also, as I say to you, don't use it strongly or force. There's just light touches in all directions. Smooth everything up. As we see here, it's almost smooth. And then at the end, finally, we can put some soap to make it shiny. Just a little bit of soap, and then I will use again this stuck to clean and make it shiny. If it is not smooth and you use the soap, you will mess everything up. You will get a lot of white flashes. You will make the case worse than before. So just be sure that everything is smooth before using this soap. And then at the end, we almost have this result: smooth surface, shiny. And if we compare it from all sides, incisor, mesial, and distal, we should get the dimensions of the models. See here, we have a clear cervical line from mesial all the way to the distal, and should be connected to the cervical line on the models. Smooth incisor edge, rounded distal incisor line angle, and almost right angle at the mesial sides. Rounded distal surface, almost straight in the mesial, and smooth wax all over the line. Thank you for watching, and good luck in your project.